And so we have 590 people live with us, and the numbers are continuing to go up. So here's what I want you guys to do, okay? You'll see a chat box on Zoom. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Say your name, where you're from. So I see right now chat starting to come in, and wow, we have hit 1,300 people. So hello, Marta from Croatia, Sharon from Canada. You can see the chat exploding right now. Atima from Singapore. And it's moving so fast, I can barely read this. We are now at 1,500 people. Mina from Sweden, greetings. And I'm trying to read this out as fast as I can, but obviously there's a ton of people here from all around the world, and such is the impact that Lifebook is making. So as of today, we are close somewhere along the lines of 75,000 people globally who have created a Lifebook. And Lifebook is one of the most mind-blowing, incredible programs I've ever been in. So what we're going to do in this masterclass is as follows. I'm going to tell you the agenda so you have an idea. I'm going to talk about some of the results that people have gotten from a Lifebook so you guys understand just how powerful this methodology is. And because the Lifebook methodology itself, it takes about 16 hours to go through it. What we're going to teach you is one really powerful result of the methodology, and that's called the Manifesto. If you've read my new book, The 6-Phase Meditation, I actually share John and Missy's Manifesto. You're going to learn how to craft this manifesto for yourself, or at least how to get started. We're also then going to go deeper for those of you who are interested to understand the Lifebook methodology and how you can participate in the upcoming January 2nd Lifebook class, which, keep this in mind, is the biggest and best value Lifebook class we have ever released in our history since 2017, when Mindvalley worked with John and Missy to take Lifebook, which was a $5,000 program, and digitize it and bring it online for $500. Okay, so you're going to hear also, for those of you who might be, in the developing world, and you might think $500 is a lot for you, don't worry, because we're also going to show you how you can practically get a way to do Lifebook without having to spend a dime. And that is basically John and Missy's generosity. They want to get this out in the hands of millions of people. So welcome everyone to this class. We're now at 2,100 people, and let's get started. So first off, John, Missy, welcome.
We're so happy to be here, Vishen. Thank you so much. Great to be with all of you.
Yes, so happy. And John, Missy, tell us, where in the world are you right now?
We're in Hawaii in our beautiful little paradise.
The sun's just now coming up.
So it's a little dark here, but the sun will rise behind us as we do this webinar.
Yes.
And I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is I live in Estonia, but I'm here visiting my parents to spend New Year's Day with my parents. So welcome everyone. We're now going to get started. And before we begin, I want to share with you my screen so you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be talking about. So give me one sec. Okay, what you're seeing over here, guys, is the 2,179 case study submissions from Lifebook participants all around the world. And you'll notice something about these people. All of these people are people who are fairly successful, fairly educated. You will see Karen Steinfurt, the dentist from Santiago, Chile. Patty Cruz, consultant from Austin, United States. If you keep scrolling, you'll see Karen McFarlane, inorganic chemistry professor. Craig Anderson, systems software developer. Tri Nuraini, life coach. Now, these are in no particular order. These are just the stories, the case studies that come in. We do not compensate people for these case studies. They come in willingly because people's lives are transformed so much from Lifebook. I'm going to paste this link in the chat. So if you guys want to browse this, you guys can, because you will find people just like you whose lives have completely transformed because of Lifebook. Okay, so I just pasted that there. All of you guys would have access to it, but don't worry, you can check this out later. The reason I show this to you is because I want you to know that results matter, right? If you're taking part in a program, it's not about the cost. You're putting your time input. You're putting the most precious thing for you, which is your time investment, and you want results. If it cannot guarantee results, it's not worth it. What I love about Lifebook is because of the methodology, the system works. It guarantees results. So let me share with you why I'm so excited about this. I started taking Lifebook in 20. It was around 2010. It was March 2010. I flew to Chicago, and I remember I signed up for Lifebook with my then wife, Christina. We paid $7,500. That was the price for a couple. It was $5,000 for an individual, $7,500 for a couple. And we went through the 12 categories of Lifebook. You can see these categories if you go to mindvalley.com/Lifebook. Okay, you will see the 12 categories, and we'll go deeper into some of these categories later, time permitting. These are the 12 categories. They're somewhere here. There we go. Okay, so the 12 categories. Now, how Lifebook works is that most of us are trained to look at our life from a very singular concept. I know, at least from my schooling, the only thing I was told to focus on was career. That was it. Not even money. Schooling doesn't teach you about how to get rich. It teaches you to survive in a job. This is the fundamental issue with our education system today. Almost all of us have a ton of education on how to get a job and keep the job, but we don't even learn how to grow within that job. We don't learn how to get rich. And as we are making money, as we're growing in the job, we don't learn how to master our emotional states. We don't learn how to develop peak health and fitness. We don't learn how to be in relationships that last. I mean, look at John and Missy. 33 years together as a couple, 5 grandkids, and you guys are still madly in love. Now, John and Missy created this life, and John is going to share the story with you because they were forced to. Between them, they lost 3 siblings to accident, to drugs and alcohol abuse, and to other unfortunate circumstances. And they knew that if they did not get their shit together, the same fate was going to doom them. And so John and Missy created this out of a necessity. As their friends went to them to ask them, what makes your life so special? And they discovered, and they told their friends about the Lifebook process. Their friends said, show me how to do it. And that's how the Lifebook seminar, the $5,000 seminar started. Now, what you're seeing over here on this screen is what I wrote down in one of the categories, just one of the categories. So you're looking over here at the quality of life category. Okay, it's this category. You're looking at the quality of life category. In every category, you go really deep. You spend about 3 hours per category, but you go really, really, really deep. And John and Missy break apart all of the rules and restrictions that are holding you back. So some of you may think, well, I could do this on my own. I can go and I can write down my goals for health. Yes, you can, but you would be doing it based on what you know right now, what you believe about health, what has been programmed into you. And a lot of those things are not necessarily rules, but rules or bullshit rules. This is what I believed. So I thought the quality of my life was, I have 2 cars, I have a wonderful apartment, I have a beautiful office to work from, and my limit was capped. When I did Lifebook, this is what I wrote down for my quality of life. Now I want you to pay attention, okay? This was maybe about halfway through the seminar. I wrote, I want to visit 100 countries around the world. I will have access to the most influential and fascinating people in the world, from Hollywood to business and innovators and legends. I'll be one of the top speakers in the world. I was not speaking at that time. I will own 5-star resorts, offices by the beach. I will go on amazing adventure trips with amazing people. I will own awesome toys, sports cars, a bar, gadgets, and more. I don't care about that stuff anymore. But back then, young Vishen, I really wanted a sports car. I'll have gorgeous designer homes all across the world. I will have amazing travel adventures, including partying in the Mediterranean. I even had the balls to write, I will win an Emmy, Grammy, or an Academy Award, and I'll be an online star in personal growth. None of these were true for me back then. I was in my mid-30s. I ran a web development company called Mindvalley that was building websites for authors. Nobody knew who the hell I was. Nobody knew who Mindvalley was. That was where I started. Now let's look at what happened. Today, I'm at 70 countries. Today, I get to hang out with some of the most amazing people in the world. Okay, you see this, like this statue over here? This is Leonidas from the movie 300. Today, when I go to places like LA, the actor who plays Leonidas, Gerard Butler, he tosses parties with me. I hang out with like living legends like Richard Branson. Today, I'm one of the top 50 top-ranked speakers in the world. I don't own 5-star resorts, but because I started the festival twice a year, I get to stay at the presidential suite at luxurious 5-star resorts around the world. I get to go on amazing travel adventures with Mindvalley authors, all paid for by the company, because that's how we connect with our authors. I don't own a sports car because I'm not into that. I ride a bicycle. That's how I live. I live in a tiny little European city. So this one didn't really matter to me, but let's keep going further. Today, next week, I'm literally buying a dream apartment in Dubai by the Burj Khalifa. It is my 5th apartment. I love having beautiful designer apartments around the whole world. And you see this thing, partying in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and more. Well, let me show you what happened, okay? So 10 months after Lifebook, I developed the idea to start a festival called A-Fest. You can see this on Instagram A-Fest. And one of the things as a result of A-Fest is I get to participate in incredible parties around the world. And sure enough, through A-Fest, we literally had a party, not asking for security go. For A-Fest, we literally had a party in the Game of Thrones castle in Croatia. We had private islands in Thailand, all of that. Now, someone is asking, is success about parties? Heck yes. Success is about celebration. It's about joy, because I have the wealth and the money to elevate people, to celebrate them. I love tossing parties, inviting people, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars and giving it away. My last party was in Jordan. We raised $112,000 for refugees from Ukraine, and everyone had fun. So yes. Now, someone also said success is about bragging. No, you missed the point, Linda. Success is about showing you that a kid from Malaysia who ran a web development agency and was earning maybe $4,000 a month could build $100 million company like Mindvalley when he got his ideas straight. So all of you guys with the negativity, pay attention, because you're going to learn something. Okay, now remember this, guys. I do not have the luxury of being one of you in the United States. I came from a third world country. So keep all of that in mind. And Lifebook completely transformed me. Now, see this, to win an Emmy or Grammy, let me show you something crazy. So during one of these A-Fests, a filmmaker called Nick Nanton came over and decided to create a movie about A-Fest. That movie, Live Your Quest, went on to win. This is the movie. It was literally filmed at A-Fest, won an Emmy. Even these crazy goals like winning an Emmy came about. And finally, online style and personal growth. I now have maybe 3 million fans, and it has allowed me to grow Mindvalley. Now, I'm not saying this to impress you. You guys know me. I'm saying this to show you where I started. Because if I had tried to set these goals myself without the force of nature that is John and Missy Butcher, I would have been capped. But because of who they are and how they inspired me, I was able to blast through any and all limitations that were on me because of my culture, because of the country I was in, because of all of the bad programming I had from school. But then again, anybody can write that down. What I noticed is that I learned the skills through Lifebook to take deliberate action to make it happen. But there was something else, and this is inexplicable. And if you believe in manifesting, or if you believe that we live in a benevolent universe, you will understand this. When I wrote this down, I had no idea where to begin. But sometimes what happens is when you get your goals, when you get your life so crystal clear, magic happens. New ideas that you don't even conceive of because they don't exist in the world come to you through synchronicity, through coincidence, through the universe whispering into your ear. To me, that whisper was to start a festival company. That festival company led to Mindvalley as a personal growth platform, that led to Mindvalley membership. And we're now on our way to becoming a unicorn company. 5 months ago, HSBC and PricewaterhouseCoopers right here in Malaysia declared Mindvalley as one of the next top 5 upcoming unicorn companies in my country. And I've been able to do that because of the vision that was infused in me as a result of that first Lifebook class. So now you understand my passion here. So my question to you is, what's stopping you? This should be the single most important action you take as you go into 2023, because imagine what your limitations might be, what might be holding you back. So with that, let's bring on John and Missy Butcher. John.
So happy to be here, V. That was a wonderful introduction.
Oh, I love hearing your story.
You're
It
a
doesn't matter how many times.
Badass, brother.
Totally. It's wonderful. I love that you got rid of the like, what do you call it, hot rod, and are driving a bicycle. That's
Right.
like my favorite part. I love that.
Yeah, and if you read the comments, you'll say people who have done Lifebook are saying everything people are saying about everything Vishen is saying about Lifebook is true, and you can see this as well. I showed you the link. I pasted the link where you can go and see the 2,000 something case studies from other Lifebook participants. Lifebook is a community, so when you join, everyone is part of this community. So John, Missy, before we go to your manifesto, and I'm going to ask you to read out your manifesto, okay? I want to ask you this. Why is Lifebook so important in the world today?
Because
Oh, boy. You go ahead.
well, I think that in today's day and age, as we're just bombarded by so much information, we can't even make heads or tails of it. We can't know what's true or what's false. We have so little security out there in the world, so little stability out there. I mean, that's one thing we can all agree on, right?
Mhm.
What Lifebook helps you do is something so incredibly valuable. It helps you create the stability that you will never find out there in the world inside of yourself.
Mhm.
And that's what we need more than anything else right now is self-directed people
Mhm.
who know who they want to become and what kind of a life that they want to live. And they're moving forward into that vision with self-responsibility and with consciousness. And that's what we're here to do, because that's what we are so grateful that we've been able to do for ourselves. Vishen, I just want to take one moment and say, you said that Lifebook came out of an area of pain basically for us. We lost our brothers. We had difficult childhoods, but I'll tell you when Lifebook really came about. When I was in my early 30s, 30 years ago, I had a severe anxiety disorder. Just because of the way that my life went, I basically had a nervous breakdown. I was holding so much up for so many people. I was CEO of 5 companies. I had 4 kids to deal with. I had this amazingly huge life. And at one point, and I was self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, just like everybody else in my family, not living the way that I should be living. And at one point, it all came crashing down for me. Mm-hmm. And Miss and I were there, and I'm like I literally was housebound for 2 months. I had full blown agoraphobia, the worst anxiety disorder that you can have. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do now? How am I going to put my life back together? Mm-hmm. Like I don't even know who I am now. 6 months ago, I was a highly successful executive running 5 companies. Now I can't even friggin' drive out of my driveway without feeling like I'm going to break apart with a panic attack. I was at the absolute bottom. And so that was literally the time that put me on my Lifebook journey. And from that deep, deep pain that Missy helped me through so incredibly, I started to rebuild little by little, and Lifebook evolved during those 2 years into the tool that I used to repair myself, to get pointed in the right direction. And then eventually, Missy and I used this tool that we created to create the most extraordinary life for ourselves that we'd ever seen. Mm-hmm. So the most beautiful gift we've ever been given came from the worst pain that we've ever experienced. Yeah. And now we're able to share it with the world.
Yeah. It was like a blessing out of that,
it was.
That hard thing. And interestingly enough, we were at ground zero when that happened. So it was kind of easy. I mean, it was the hardest time in our lives.
Couldn't have gotten worse for us.
But yeah, when you look at it like this, when I look at it back, it's like we couldn't go anywhere but up. Right. So that's when we started seeking and really trying to find out how should we be living on this planet as a human being?
We got to put our lives back together again from scratch. And that's why Lifebook is so needed in the world right now, Vishen, because there are so many people. Ever since 2020, the rug's gotten yanked out from under us in a lot of different respects. That's right. There are so many people that are suffering right now, so many people that are lost, so many people that don't know where they want to take their lives. And this methodology, which saved us and allowed us to create the most extraordinary lives for ourselves that we've ever seen, can do the same thing for other people. And that's why we're here.
Thank you, John and Missy. And yes, what you guys went through was extremely tragic, but to be able to come out of that chaos and get your life so beautifully deliberate, that is impressive. So what we want to do right now is I'm actually going to bring my life book to show you guys. So give me a second. John, Missy, in the meanwhile, as I'm just getting my life book, I'll need about 20 seconds. Tell the audience what you're up to in Hawaii right now.
Well, you guys, this is really interesting. We've been working with the Lifebook methodology for 25 years. For the first at least 10 years, we never showed our Lifebook to anyone. We didn't even
think about that.
Yeah, it was never meant to be a product. This was our tool that we created for ourselves so that we could navigate to the extraordinary life that we envisioned for ourselves. So we never shared it with anybody until 2006 was the very first time that we ever opened this book and shared it with our friends. And the results that they got were so extraordinary that we very quickly realized that the tool that we'd created that allowed us to manifest our own extraordinary life could be shared with others and could do the same thing for them that it did for us. So that's kind of how the whole thing turned from a personal tool that we used into a product that we decided to share with the world.
We had friends and acquaintances that were just around us that saw how we were living our life, and always saw John carrying this book. And they're like, what's up with that book? And what's going on? So he opened it in one meeting, and all of a sudden, everybody's like, wow, what the heck is that magic book? And so then we were approached by some really good friends and said, can you help us do that? And so we tried it, and
the results were so extraordinary that we're like, okay. And that was not easy for us because we own, let's see, at that time, we'd started 16 companies. We still were running 5, and we had a super busy life. The last thing we wanted was another company. We certainly didn't want we were private people. We didn't want fame. Everything about this was like, no, we don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that absolutely compelled us to do it, which is how could we have been given a gift so valuable for us that did this for our life? That's right. How would we feel if we got to the end of our lives, having been gifted this and not shared it with other people? No, can't do that. No. We've got to take this out to the world, even though there was immense resistance.
Our bodies were saying no.
and we did it, and you guys, not only has it had a profound impact on tens of thousands of people all over the world, but it's changed our lives. It's taken our life to the next level to share this.
Totally.
Because you master what you teach. So it's all good. It's been a win-win-win situation.
Yes.
And let's talk about mastering what you teach. Okay, I want to show a picture over here that is going to be pretty mind-blowing for some of you. So I want you guys to understand this. One of the things that makes the program so effective is if you're setting goals. Okay, so I want you guys to write this down because this is important. There are 4 areas. So there are 12 categories, but in these 12 categories, there are 4 things you're going to address. Before I get to the 4 things, I want you to observe this picture. This shows John Butcher at 29 and then John Butcher at 49. Now notice he's lost a little bit of hair, a tiny bit, but notice his body is equally fit. In fact, it is more fit at 49. Now, most men, I'm speaking for men here because I'm about to be 47 in 2 weeks. Most men do not think of their health like this because we've been conditioned to believe that our bodies will age. Everything you believe about the world is going to be true for you. But if you have been conditioned with bad beliefs, money is evil. You got to work hard to be successful. Love is painful. Your body will age. All of these will be true for you. But if you can transform these beliefs, reality actually shifts. Lifebook is one of the most effective tools to bend reality. So I remember seeing
Vishen,
this.
Just real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just saw Tatiana said we need another picture. And I want you guys to know I turned 61 in a couple months, and I'm going to put my 61 picture up there. And it's going to look exactly like that.
Except he's had all this hair.
Except now I'm gray.
Now he's got more hair, Vishen. He has much more hair.
Yes. And you now have a great beard. Okay, I want to show you guys something, right? So when I took Lifebook, this is a t-shirt. This is a team t-shirt, okay, for a team retreat we had. Now observe this. So this everyone got a t-shirt. This is my t-shirt. Now notice how big this is for me, right? This is massive. I lost so much. My health transformed after Lifebook. This t-shirt now feels like I'm wearing a parachute. I used to be really chubby, but I'm in I'm in my peak fitness at 47.
Yeah, you are.
But part of it is because that as I did Lifebook, I set really deliberate fitness goals, like super deliberate goals. Let me show you. So this is my digital Lifebook. What you're seeing over here is a new platform that we're going to be launching in a few months, not ready yet, but all my fitness goals. Now notice there are 4 questions you ask yourself. The first is your premise. Okay, John, what is the premise? Explain what is a premise?
Okay, this is how we put together our life book. In the 12 categories, we ask the same 4 questions, and that's what brings the clarity. That's what brings the magic. The first question that we have to ask as we begin the exploration of any category, and let's take health and fitness as an example. Premise is a belief. What are your beliefs? But a premise is a special belief. It's not just any belief. A premise is a belief upon which other beliefs are based, meaning it's a big belief. So if one of your health and fitness premises is, well, everybody in my family is overweight and everybody in my family has diabetes, so I imagine that I'm going to get diabetes probably in my 30s. That's a belief. That's a premise. That's a belief upon which other beliefs are based. That's going to control your behavior. It's going to control your eating. It's going to control the way you think about yourself. That is a lousy, disempowering belief that we want to root out and get rid of.
Can I say something about that? And oftentimes, you guys, people don't even know what their beliefs are. Like they're
unconscious.
That exactly what we do. We help you find those beliefs that do not serve you through your own consciousness. We just lead you there. So that's an important.
So one of the things that we deeply look at in each area of your life is, what are the beliefs that are controlling your behavior, and do you need to get rid of the ones that have been holding you back? And do you need to install new, more empowering beliefs that will move you with clarity towards your life vision? Beliefs are chosen. Bottom line, beliefs are chosen. Choose the right ones.
So what happens is John and Missy go in, and these are 2 people who refuse to accept any conventional societal belief, right? They go in and they tear apart everything that has been put into you through religion, culture, media, politicians, national identity, and a broken education system. And you will be shocked by what we believe that is not absolute truth, but learned truth. That means we accept it as true, but we learned it because it's what our parents said, it's what our school teachers said. And this is the first massive thing that breaks the ceiling that holds you back. Now, the second thing is vision. Now, this one, I think you guys get. It's, what is your vision for health? So, for example, you might write down things such as, I want to live to be 100 years old and have the same mobility I have right now. I want to be able to sleep peacefully and deeply for at least 8 hours every night. Wake up feeling great, rested, and rejuvenated. This is vision, right? So we'll skip that because we get vision. But the third thing is purpose. Now, purpose is, why is your health important to you? John, Missy, would you explain purpose?
Yeah.
It's like your juice.
So premise is, what do I believe about this category? Vision is, what does my ideal self look like in this category? Purpose is, why do I want that vision? Why is that vision important to me? What am I going to gain if I achieve that? What am I going to lose if I don't achieve that? What vision is, what purpose is the reason that you are willing to do the work to achieve the vision. It's your fuel. If you don't have a strong enough purpose, you're not going to get out of bed in the morning and do it.
That's right.
But if you've got a burning purpose, if you've made that reason strong enough in your emotional body, that's what's going to give you the fuel and the motivation to do the work required to achieve that vision. It's super important.
Exactly. It's desire. It's that desire to go.
Exactly.
It's your internal big why. I mean, these are actual examples of what I put down for the health category as my purpose. So I wrote down, for example, an excellent body helps me achieve my big, audacious, awesome goals in life. I choose to help to move humanity towards a closer, healthier, more natural relationship with their body. But to do that, I have to be in that relationship with my body. So this gives you the fire under your ass to make this vision become reality.
That's right.
But then we go to the next step, your strategy. And this is where it gets really, really, really interesting. You don't just leave this fluffy. You don't just leave this hanging in the air. You learn how to create a plan and how to make that plan work. what I'm sharing with you openly is my strategy, is actually the items I put down under strategy to improve my health. John, Missy, would you guys explain strategy?
Yeah, strategy, the difference between a wish, a daydream, and a goal is that a goal is something that you've decided you want and are willing to work for. So the question that we ask in strategy is, okay, if that's your vision, if your vision is to lose 40 pounds, if your vision is to be ripped, whatever your vision is in health and fitness, what do you need to do in order to make that happen? It's as simple as that. You got to put one foot in front of the other and move toward that. What are you going to do to bring that into reality?
And we have tons and tons of best practices. Yeah. We help you with that. Because I mean, again, a lot of people really don't know where to begin. Exactly. That's why we take you through step by step. So you don't have to worry.
Just one quick comment on the Lifebook community. We've got thousands and thousands of people doing this methodology. So when you're in this community, you've got a vision for your health and fitness, but you're not quite sure how you're going to achieve it. We've got hundreds of people that will share the best cutting edge strategies with you so that you can choose which ones you want to adopt.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so you guys now understand there are 12 categories to look at, and within these 12 categories, you're going to answer 4 questions. Now let's go on to the next part of this, okay, which is the manifesto. So what is a manifesto? As we step into the new year, many people set resolutions. There's a problem with setting resolutions, and I'll explain why. Have you guys heard of the book Atomic Habits? It is one of the best-selling books in the world right now. And one of the most important ideas in this book, Atomic Habits, is that many people fail to make change in their life. And they fail because when you are creating a new habit, a new lifestyle, you can approach it from 3 different ways. Let's say you want to, let's pick something that we were talking about. You want to get fit, right? So you could say, you could you could approach it by aiming on an outcome. I want to lose 5 pounds. Great. But there are going to be mornings when you wake up in the morning and you're meant to go to the gym and you're going to go, oh, I'm still so sleepy. Maybe I need a little bit more self-love. I'm just going to stay here and hug myself and skip the gym today because it's cold.
All right.
Sleep. Okay, outcomes fail. Setting goals through outcomes fail. But this is how 95% plus of people in the world set their New Year resolutions. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to find the man or woman of my dreams. Now there's a next level, and this is process-based goals. Process-based goals are, I am going to go to the gym every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. and put it on my calendar. Now this is significantly better than outcome-based goals. But there are still going to be moments when you're going to get busy and it's 5 p.m. on a Tuesday and you're going to go, oh God, I got to go to the gym, but I also got to finish this project. How do I balance this? And so process-based goals, better than outcome, but not the best. The best is identity-based goals. So I want you to write this down. It's reshaping your identity. This is where you take on a core belief. I have the body of an athlete. And my body demands weekly challenge and exercise. And when you take an identity-based goal, your beliefs have been reshuffled. Your why is so clear. You know why you choose to live like an athlete. Your strategy, everything is aligned. And identity-based goals are how you create change, according to Atomic Habits. Now, what is Lifebook doing? Lifebook is literally warping your identity. It is completely warping your identity. I was chubby, and I had a dad bod. Like I was, when I turned 40, when I went to the beach, I would not feel comfortable taking my shirt off, right? Because I wasn't proud of my body. I needed a half an hour nap after work. I was hooked on sugar. I drank 2 giant Starbucks lattes every single day. And no matter what I tried, I couldn't change it. But as I started developing the new identity, as a result of what I put in my life book, everything changed. My body changed. I am younger today than I was like 8 years ago and 10 years ago. You can Google me. You can see like Vishen 10 years ago. I look completely different. But the same thing happens to you because you're shifting your identity. Now, one of the greatest ways to shift your identity is to go all in and create a manifesto. Now, I want to warn you, this is hard because there are so many little things about your manifesto that you need to think about and you need to get clear. Of course, the Lifebook process is going to get you there, but to give you a clue of what a manifesto looks like, okay, I'm going to ask John and Missy to read out their manifesto. So John, I'm going to bring this on screen right now so that you can read us this manifesto.
Vishen, can I explain a couple quick things about it before I start? Okay, so the first thing I want to say, you guys, is that the Lifebook Manifesto is the centerpiece of the Lifebook methodology, and I mean that quite literally. It's in the center. Our first level course, Lifebook Online, takes you all the way through the process of creating it. So at the end of that program, you have created it. And then moving into the program where we implement it and bring it into the world, Lifebook Mastery, that's the beginning of that program. So this piece of information that we're sharing with you is literally the centerpiece. Mm-hmm. It's the magical ingredient. It's the active ingredient of the entire Lifebook program. But we spend 16 to 20 hours creating this in Lifebook. We're giving you a crash course right now. Okay. So I wanted to say that. And then the only other thing that I want to say is I've got to define one term before we start that you're going to hear that you're not going to know what it means. And it's the most important term in the entire manifesto. And the term is simplicity on the far side of complexity. What simplicity on the far side, and this is what we've been working for 20 years.
It's one of our mantras.
This is the holy grail of living life as a human being on this planet. What simplicity on the far side of complexity means is in any area of human endeavor, your health and fitness, your career, your love life, you have worked through the complexity. You have done the hard work that it takes to figure your shit out, and you've arrived at simplicity on the far side of that complexity, where you've got your life set up, automated, and working the way that you want it. It does not take you an immense energy drain every day of the week. So just real quickly, what that looks like in your health and fitness is you've trained, you've done the work, you're in shape, you're in beautiful shape, and you're enjoying it, and you're maintaining it every day. What it looks like in your career, you've worked through that difficult business that you were building or that career that you've been building. You've done so good, and now you're at a place where it's automated, the money's flowing in without an immense energy drain. What it looks like in your love relationship, you've worked through those issues, you've solved the communication problems. You're to the end of that, and now you're enjoying this beautiful love in a simplistic way on the far side of complexity.
Because I want to just say, because of systems and processes
exactly
that you set up. Like for example, in our love relationship, we have daily connection, we have weekly dates, we have all these things, and once you set that up, you just live your life through this way that you did this consciously. You built this structure consciously yourself.
So what you're going to hear is a life vision that's based on simplicity on the far side of complexity. And we believe that this is the holy grail of living life as a human being, fully actualized in this world. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read you this. Never read this before to anybody.
This is our own community.
This is the first time. So this is our manifesto.
So John, just a quick thing. Somebody asked, is Lifebook available only in English? Actually, when you get Lifebook, you will be able to take it in Spanish, in German, in French, in Italian, and in Portuguese. Yeah. So we have it in about five or six different languages. Okay.
And so soon Hindi.
You can bounce between the languages.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going to read our 2-page life vision synopsis, and you guys, it took 20 years of work to get here, but we have a very, very good system of helping you create it. So this is our vision for our vision for ourselves for next year.
Next week.
Next week. In January 2023, our vision and our reality have become one. Missy and I have achieved simplicity on the far side of complexity, and we've created our own version of heaven right here on earth. We live a life of luxury, adventure, and passion. We have the freedom to do what we want, when we want, where we want, with whom we want. We have an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every important area, and the hours of our days are ours. Freedom is our core value. We wake up every day in our beautiful home in Hawaii and ask ourselves, what do we want to do today? What do we want this day to be about? The biggest project we've ever worked on? Nothing? Painting? Traveling? Life is our playground. It's a canvas for us to paint. We live in our unique ability. Our work consists entirely of creative projects that we are uniquely qualified to do. We don't spend time doing anything we don't truly want to do. This means we create, we write, we record, we design, we produce, and we build. We have a higher quality of life than ever before, which is really saying a lot for us. And yet it costs almost no money to maintain. That being said, we have lots of money. Our lifestyle is autonomous. It's self-sustaining. It's self-sufficient. We have a beautiful food forest, a natural meat locker, an ocean that provides most of our food. We're off the grid, out of the matrix, and completely non-dependent on the system. I work 2 business mornings a week, and the rest of my time is my own to spend with Missy and the kids, studying, exercising, working on creative projects, planning the next day's activities, or whatever the fuck else I want to do. We spend plenty of time in nature, and we'll make our environment in Hawaii more and more beautiful over the years. Our temple home will be my life's masterpiece. So that project is how I spend most of my time in 2023. In 2023, there's a relaxed and effortless flow to our days. They're rewarding and they're full. We take a walk together every evening. We watch the sunset together every night. In the evenings, we're filled from the day rather than drained by it. We bring positive, loving energy to the dinner table. We talk about meaningful things. We laugh a lot. We're relaxed, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. Our Hawaii nights are simply magical. Is this R-rated or X-rated or what? Are we okay?
I think so.
All right, okay. Sorry, I didn't check that. Missy and I have a deep intimacy and an absolutely amazing sex life. Indescribable, actually. It's healing, exciting, adventurous, and so much fun. We're in extraordinary physical shape for our age, for any age, actually. We're twin flames and soulmates in every way. In 2023, we'll spend a lot of time helping our kids define their goals and achieve their dreams. Our kids and our grandkids are healthy, happy, and so alive. They're bright lights. Nothing has dampened them because we dropped them out of the rat race, out of the matrix, just before the dampening process began. Missy and I have a rich social life in Hawaii. We don't spend time with anyone we don't love, admire, and respect. We hang out with fantastic people who enrich our lives and enhance our fun. Our best friends are always happy to travel to paradise to see us. We invest a lot in our friends. We travel with them and we enjoy them. Missy and I are doing our soul work, helping others in all that we do and earning a profit proportionate to the value that we create for others. We help singles, couples, and families live better lives and achieve their dreams. All of our companies are now automated and doing better than we ever imagined. We've created the most amazing portfolio of companies that a couple could ever own, and we are so grateful for the amazing work we get to do and the impact that we get to have through our businesses. We have a very high net worth and no debt. Despite our wealth, our financial life is simple, understandable, organized, and optimized. No complicated schemes, no fussy investments. We've cut expenses to create the biggest gap ever between our income and fixed expenses, so we are financially free. Cash is more abundant than ever. We're surrounded by wealth, and we're living really, really well. We live in paradise, truly. We've created our own personal vision of heaven on earth. We're fully centered, we're happy, we're creative, we're fulfilled, we're ultra healthy, we're energized. We have an extraordinary love and sex life. We have our ideal career. We've created financial abundance. We've got an extraordinary relationship with every one of our kids. We enjoy truly amazing friendships. We relax a lot and enjoy our life without feeling guilty about the immense amount of leisure time we have. Why? It makes perfect sense, because our life is our work. Now, I want to say one thing about that life vision. When you go through Lifebook and you write a life vision for yourself, it's usually 5 years out. You're working toward that over a 5-year period. And that's what Missy and I did for many, many years. In 2010, our life vision was, Life Vision 2015. This is where we want to be in 5 years. But as we continue to refine what we want, why we want it, and what we need to do to get it, and move toward our vision, the time gap shortened and shortened and shortened. And this is the first year, 2023, where January 1st is day after tomorrow, you guys. And this life vision right here is what we're stepping into. Every word of it is true. We've manifested every single word that I just wrote, that I just read to you. This is a phenomenal methodology. And if you get into this program, and if you do the work that's in front of you, you can absolutely not fail to make meaningful progress every month, every quarter, every year to your ideal you and to your ideal life. It's math, it's science. It's the only way it can go.
That's right.
We're so grateful to be to be
grateful.
part of this and to be bringing this to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Missy. That is wonderful. So you know what? More and more people are joining this class right now. We are now at approaching 4,000 people. So thank you guys. I hope you've been learning a ton over here and you're starting to see all the dots connect. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. Key ideas. Number one, society limits our ability to dream, to create remarkable lives for ourselves. There are many reasons for this, but primarily it has to do with conditioning from culture, from religion, from our parents, from our education system. Now, to overcome this, to truly set goals, point number two is that we have to avoid a pure outcome and a pure process-based approach and instead go for a radical identity up-leveling. Now, if you're up-leveling your identity, this is point number three, it's important to look at your life from the 12 categories, not just be obsessed with one category, such as I'm going to be an amazing career person. No, you got to think about your character, your emotional states, your quality of life, your health and fitness, your relationship, your connection with God and spirituality, the 12 categories. Point number four, within these 12 categories, you want to answer the 4 core questions. And as you do Lifebook, John goes deep into every question for every category to guide you, right? And so you automatically start questioning the things holding you back, getting insights, gaining meaning. Point number 5, all of this goes together in a massive binder, page after page after page. And point number 6, as you put all of this together, the clarity becomes so obvious to you that you end up with a manifesto, a life vision for how you want your life to transform 3 years out. Point number 7, it doesn't stop there. You then need the right strategies and the right people around you to help you get there. That's what the Lifebook community does. So Lifebook has got an incredible community. People have meetups around the world, and they support each other in making their life manifest, making their life book a reality. Okay, so these are some of the core ideas. Now let me tell you about the Jan 2nd class, and then we're going to come back to questions. So you guys will see that there's a Q&A tab, and if you open up the Q&A tab, you can ask questions, and you can also, I'm also going to allow, okay, so we're going to allow anonymous questions. You'll be able to see all the questions and you can upvote questions, okay? You can even comment on someone's question. So you can say, hey, this is a good question, or hey, I've done Lifebook before, this is my answer, okay? So one of the things you'll now see is if you open up the Q&A tab, you can vote up questions. We are going to answer the questions with the top votes. You can write a question or you can vote up a question, okay? Now, as we're doing that, let me show you something about the Jan 2nd class that's really exciting for us. Now, to get to the Jan 2nd class, you want to go to go.mindvalley.com. And we're also going to send this to all of you in your email right now. Go.mindvalley.com, Lifebook 2022. Okay, go.mindvalley.com, Lifebook 2022. If you can, open up this page with me. I'm pasting the link directly in the chat. Now, here's what you will see when you go to go.mindvalley.com. Lifebook /Lifebook 2022. Some of you may be wondering, what is it about this Jan 2nd class that makes it so powerful? Well, there are a couple of really amazing things. Firstly, for this particular class, we are offering a full rebate on Lifebook for people who cannot afford the program. Now, obviously, if you can afford the program, don't be greedy, pay for it. That commitment matters. But remember what I shared. I grew up in a developing country. Growing up here in Malaysia, I mean, my mother was a school teacher earning $400 a month, right? Lifebook would have been a month's salary for her. And obviously, to us, to Mindvalley, we want to bring in people from all around the world. Therefore, there are two things that we do to facilitate this. Number one, if you are in a country like the United States, you will see a Lifebook price. There's going to be a discount. So I mentioned 500. It'll probably be, because for this particular class, we're going to cut it down a little bit further. So in the United States, it's going to be around 400. If you're looking at a country like India, it will be around 200. And the reason obviously is because of purchasing power parity. We do this to increase the diversity of our membership base, because otherwise it predominantly is people in Western Europe and the US. So that's the first big thing we're doing. Now, the second thing we're doing is, after you do Lifebook, if you feel you really need that $200 or $300 back, if you complete your Lifebook and you upload it, so we have a server, you upload it and we check and we see, okay, this person has put in the work, they've completed their Lifebook, well, we will refund that $200 to $300. We'll refund that to you in full. It's called the full rebate, the rebate program. And the reason we do this, and you'll see this on the page, I'm going to scroll down so that you guys can see it's written down and you're entitled to this. The reason we do this is so money is not an objection. John, Missy, will you explain why you decided as founders to create the rebate?
Yeah, because, when we decided to share Lifebook with the world, we didn't need another company. That's not what we did this for. Our mission is 1 million people with a Lifebook. We believe that is what is going to change the world. 1 million conscious people living on purpose, making the world a better place by making their own lives better. So we didn't want money to be a hurdle. To get 1 million people, to get 1 million Lifebooks into the world, we want to make it as easy as possible. So here's the most important reason that we did it, is because completion rates in the personal development industry are 15%, you guys. 15% of programs that, they're terrible. And so it doesn't help us if you start this program and don't finish it. We didn't get another Lifebook into the world. It didn't help you. It didn't help your family. Didn't help the world. Didn't help us. So we put this rebate offer in place so you can put a deposit down, go through the program. And if you need your money back, you can get it. We got another Lifebook into the world.
Yeah.
It is. And so you will see this on the page. Okay. So this is I'm just going to go to the top of the page so you know what you're looking at. go.mindvalley.com /Lifebook 2022. Okay. go.mindvalley.com /Lifebook 2022. I know it's actually starting in 2023, but forgive us there. It's Lifebook 2022. Now, when you scroll down, you will see the mention of the rebate. So it's called a double guarantee because this is how it works. Number one, any point in the first 15 days, if you feel, my internet sucks, the video isn't streaming properly for me, you can directly go and refund yourself. It's a one-click refund. You basically go to your Mindvalley account, you click on the billing, and there's a cancel button. The cancel button is there for you. You can click it anytime in the first 15 days and instantly get your money back. You don't have to write an email. It's an instant cancel button. We want to make it a no-brainer. Like, you'd have to be stupid to not do this, right? Because you can cancel anytime in the first 15 days. In fact, you can decide to cram and go through the entire program in 12 days and then cancel. You can do that. That's fine. What we care about is people with this. Now, if you go through the full class, 6 weeks with us, at the end of that 6 weeks, after you complete your Lifebook, you just upload the PDFs, the documents. Coaches will check them. And if your Lifebook is complete, and we're not going to get picky about like spelling mistakes or whatever, as long as your Lifebook is complete, you've done the work, you are entitled to ask for a rebate. So if you really need that $300 back, get it. And it's absolutely fine. Now, this has happened before. We had a person who got a rebate because they suddenly had some unexpected hospital bills. We had a person who got a rebate because they were from Sri Lanka. And this was like 2 weeks salary for them. And we're like, not a problem, take the rebate. But if you can afford it, of course, pay for what what is giving you benefit. Most people actually, even though they can get a rebate, most people choose to stay within the Lifebook program, because if you stay within the Lifebook program, you're now part of the community, and that community is so valuable. But everything I mentioned is listed here on the page for you with precise instructions. That's the first reason signing up on Jan 2nd, before Jan 2nd, is so important. This rebate program will not be continued after this class. And the reason it's not going to be continued is well, there's a multitude of different reasons, but it has to do with how we are integrating Lifebook and Mindvalley together, and all of this other stuff that our finance department advises us on. So this rebate is very rare in the industry, but this is the last time we're doing it. Now, there's a second reason, and that is the special bonuses. So let me tell you the bonuses that we're including in this Lifebook class. Now, you're not really getting Lifebook, you're getting Lifebook Pro. And when we announced this bonus on Thursday, it was crazy. We had like 300 something people buy Lifebook directly from that email. Now, the first bonus is this. Some of you have difficulty with commitment and completion. I know, because I'm that as well. I have 2 kids. I'm currently on holiday. I have a company to run. I have so many books to read. And so what we're doing is, you get the opportunity in this Lifebook Pro class, it's a free upgrade, only if you join January 2nd, where you will get to be part of a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group. And every day we will ping you with a reminder service and additional tips. This pinging on WhatsApp and Telegram, meaning you're going to get a text message. Actually, we studied it, and we tested it on Mindvalley, and it improves completion by 40%, which means you are 40% more likely to complete your Lifebook at the end of 6 weeks. So that's huge. Now, the second thing is, if you buy Lifebook anytime on the web, you get Lifebook, sure, but you don't get John and Missy live. When you join this class, every week, there is a free live coaching call from John and Missy. So they'll go deep into the topic of the week. It'll be live. There'll be thousands of people attending, and John and Missy will add more layers, more nuance. And these calls are so popular. So this is bonus number 2. Bonus number 3, John is going to share some hand-picked pages from his Lifebook. And that's gonna help as well. Now, bonus number 4 is really interesting. Bonus number 4 is a new additional advanced level lesson that we created. It's called Creating Your Ideal Life Vision. And you can read about it over here. It's on the page, but you'll get some advanced lessons to take you further into your Lifebook creation process. So all you got to do is go to go.mindvalley.com/Lifebook 2022. Okay, scroll down. All the information is over here. There are 18 hours of training. And it's available in 7 languages. So you don't just have to listen in English. If you speak Portuguese or French, it's going to be available for you. And John, Missy, I want you to now describe what the training looks like day by day and week by week.
Do you have that sheet up there, Vishen? Okay.
Oh yes. Let me share my screen and bring it up for you. Okay.
Perfect.
So let's go through this.
Yeah. Awesome.
So it's a 6-week course.
Here it is. Okay, week 1.
Okay. It's a 6-week course, and since we have 12 categories, we take a look at 2 categories a week. We dive deep into 2 categories a week, which it's a lot of work, but it's not. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, and it's a small enough amount of work that you can really implement some of what you're learning during the program, which is huge. Because you guys, when we had the live seminar, it was like drinking from a fire hose. You basically learned everything, you wrote everything, but you didn't have time to implement everything. And that's why this 6-week course is so great. So week 1, we're going to do a deep dive into health and fitness. This is about your body inside and out, why it's so important, the foundation of your life. Awesome category. Second category we explore in week 1 is your intellectual life. Hugely overlooked category in the personal development industry. The Lifebook process is an intellectual process. That category takes people's lives to the next level because it's very unusual. No one's consumed content like that before. Week 2,
John, just 1 second. Could you
Yes.
break down week 1 for us? So week 1, roughly, how many hours is it? How many hours per category? And then I know there's a live class with you and Missy.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I got you, Vishen. I got you. Yeah. So you guys, the core video that you watch, and it's an interactive video during which you're going to answer the 4 questions. So for instance, on health and fitness, what are the beliefs that have been controlling your behavior in this category? What is your ideal vision for yourself in this category? Why is that important to you? And what do you need to do to achieve that vision? The video is about 90 minutes. And then we really suggest that you take some time for reflection, build out what you've written, bring in some beautiful photos and quotes to really make that chapter of your life book sing, and button it up. So I'm going to say that the health and fitness category and all the other categories takes about an hour and a half to block it in. And then we suggest another hour, maybe 2 hours to perfect it and refine it. Right. So Vishen, in each of these categories, you've got a total investment, I would say, of about 3 hours. Okay. So
3 hours a week. These are recorded. You can watch them anytime. And then there's a bonus live class every week.
Exactly. Yes. And then Missy and I will get on the call with you that week, and we're going to go over health and fitness. It's a Q&A session. We're going to provide some insights. We'll answer all the questions that you have, and then we'll move on to the next categories.
Yeah. And then we go to week 2. So I'll go through this really fast. So week 2, week 3 is spiritual life. Sorry, week 2 is emotional life and character. Week 3, spiritual life and relationship. Week 4, parenting and social life. If you're not a parent, can you skip this?
If you're not a parent, you can skip it, but we recommend you don't, because you have kids in your life. Kids are incredibly important. You might be an uncle, an aunt.
You're a role model no matter what. If you're an adult,
exactly.
You're a role model.
Also,
or you might want kids, right?
Yeah. Also, the entire human race depends on at least some of us doing parenting well. So it's a subject that we should all know about. But you can skip it if you want, if you don't have kids. So parenting and social life, financial life and career,
and then quality of life and life vision. Okay, now let's take a look at what the platform looks like. So this is the platform. This is literally what you get access to. You can choose the languages that you want to take it in. Okay, now here you'll see 34 hours. That's with bonuses and meditations. It's not 34 hours. It's actually around 16. There are preparation videos. These videos, some of them are short. Some of them are optional. So for example, FAQs on The Journey Begins. The Journey Begins is a beautiful hour-long documentary style video. I'm going to show you what it looks like because it's just gorgeously produced. I want you to know everything with John and Missy is the highest quality. So you can see the quality of this production. It feels like a Netflix documentary. It is, I'm just so proud of the work and the production quality of this. And so what happens is you go really deep into the philosophy of Lifebook. Now, they are tasks to complete every day. Okay, now after you've done a class, you mark it as complete. Let's go back to all lessons. Now, as you go to week 1, everything from week 1 is neatly laid out for you. Oh, by the way, this is the bonus. This is John Wich's personal life book, so you'll have access to that bonus as well. Again, pay attention to how beautifully laid out everything is. So week 1, you'll see the category for health and fitness, intellectual life, and then there's actually 3 hours of FAQs. For those of you who want to, some of you, after you've done you see each category lesson, the core lesson is an hour, 30 minutes, but some of you, maybe as you're driving to work, you want to continue listening to John and Missy, answering people's questions about health, about fitness, about intellectual life. Think of this as a podcast you can listen to in your own time, but it's optional. So there's a lot of additional bonuses. Now, also on this one, you will see a resources library. There's a guided visualization exercise because sometimes we want to guide you into these altered states of mind where visions come to you. You can read stories from other students. You can even choose stories from your country. Let's pick, for example, Austria as an example. So you can see, and you can even read the stories from other Lifebook members in whatever country you're in. What you're looking at is just the country of Austria. I just picked a random country, but the community is just so supportive. Okay, but all of this, it's a beautifully laid out system. Now let's go back to the page. For you to enroll, all you got to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then on the bottom of the page, simply click this button, okay, join the program, and you are now able to participate in the program. And everything should be easy for you. Now, John, Missy, is there anything else you want to add? Otherwise, we're at the end of the hour and we can go straight to Q&A.
No, other than you guys, we've been doing this for 25 years. We've taken thousands and thousands of people through it. I consider this course a scientific methodology to bring your internal vision of what you want to create into physical 3D reality. This is not the law of attraction. This is not magical manifesting. This is moving with intention every day toward the life you want to live, toward the person you want to become. It's a methodology. And there are thousands and thousands of people doing it, and they are encouraging, supporting, and inspiring each other on the way to accomplishing their life vision. The last thing that I will say is, it's the most efficacious personal development program in the world. We can prove results because we have the data to prove it. We have an assessment that tracks your results on all 12 categories, so we know what our success rate is. Mm-hmm. If you get into this program and you put one step in front of the other and you do the work, you literally can't fail to make measurable progress toward your life vision every week, every month, every year. It's phenomenal. We're blown away by what we've been able to do
just by doing this, by doing the system. And I want to just say, you guys, when you go through Lifebook, you'll learn that there's basically two basic pillars. It's living consciously and taking responsibility for yourself. Now, our overriding, thing in the whole world is freedom. So that's where those two things come from. But I will tell you this: when you go through, your consciousness will raise.
Yeah, it's true.
Just because we're taking you and showing you every little corner to look at in your life. It's like, if you really bring it all the way, if you really bring yourself and just play full out with this, you will not believe how much you will learn about yourself. It's a fascinating experience. And it's Socratic method. So it's basically, we'll give you lots of examples of how we've lived, how other people have lived, how members, there's lots of that. But it's a Socratic method, which means it's coming from you. We're going to ask you these questions and get them out of you. So it's your life. It's all you. It's all you.
And I just want to say one last thing is I want to reiterate what Missy just said. This process literally raises your consciousness. That's not just a joke. You cannot bring this much consciousness to your life across every important area of your life and not transform. That's right. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the magic.
So I just want to add, as I mentioned, when I took the seminar, I paid $7,500 for me and my then wife, Christina, right? It was $5,000 per person. That was the seminar. And you had to travel all the way to Chicago to do it. Now everything is digital with Netflix quality production. And I mentioned at the beginning, it's around $499. Now, keep in mind, when I showed you my screen, I did tell you that we do give a discount to people in developing countries. I'm here in Malaysia. So if you're in Malaysia, people earn maybe a quarter what you would earn in the US. So in Malaysia, it's $399. In a country like Indonesia, it's going to be $299, because in Indonesia, the GDP is even lower than in Malaysia. It's half of what it is in Malaysia. So some of you from the US and Canada are saying, why do you see $499? It's because you are in a developed country. The pricing is adjusted by country. There's nothing we can do about that. If we didn't give a discount to people in Indonesia or Malaysia or India, we wouldn't have the diversity in the community that is so important for us to be all inclusive, right? But again, as I mentioned, the price isn't an issue, because if that extra $100 is hard for you, really hard for you, get a rebate. Get a rebate at the end. Already, we've taken the price from 5,000 to 500 through the economies of scale of Mindvalley. So I hope you guys understand why in my screen it shows $399. I was very upfront about it. We do give a discount to people in developing countries, and Malaysia is not as rich as America or Canada even. Okay, so now let's go on to the questions. So the questions that we are seeing right now, I'm going to look at the questions with the most votes. Somebody asked, where can we get the actual Lifebook binder? Is this available?
You know what, Vishen, we need to offer that next year. We used to offer that. Yeah. We stopped for a while. we're going to find a great manufacturer and we're going to make that a product offering.
That was only, you could only get that in the live sessions, actually.
That came with a $5,000 session, but we're going to make it so that you guys can get one of those.
That would be great. That's
you got to get that on our list.
Yeah. So right now use any binder of your own. Now somebody said, is Lifebook included in Mindvalley membership? No, Lifebook is a separate program. It's very tied into Mindvalley. So let me tell you what John, Missy, and I are working on. As we go into 2023, we are going to start working to connect Lifebook and Mindvalley together. So based on what you put in your Lifebook, your Mindvalley education, your Mindvalley suggestions, and your Mindvalley curriculum is going to update itself based on your Lifebook. In 2024, we're also going to launch a better version of People, Introductions, and Matching on Mindvalley. And we're hoping to be able to introduce you to potential friends in your city based on your Lifebook. This is why very soon Lifebook is going to be digital. You'll be able to, you don't have to type it out in Microsoft Word. You can directly put it into your Mindvalley. I showed you a glimpse of it. It's just not ready for the public yet. Lifebook Digital is going to be coming out maybe in 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, I want to say something about the relationship between Lifebook and Mindvalley, because you guys, Mindvalley has the best education. We know that. I love Mindvalley courses. The reason that you want to go through Lifebook and get crystal clear on your life vision is so that you can know what courses will be most effective to moving you toward that life vision. So it's a beautiful relationship.
So now someone asked me this question. Vishen, did you use the Silva method and Lifebook together? The answer is yes. The Silva method is great at tapping into intuition, great at manifesting, but the Silva method doesn't train you to break free from the shackles of life and really dream big and holistically. So the Silva method will help you manifest what you already think you know. I didn't know that I could get healthier and healthier and healthier every year. I didn't know that I could win an Emmy. I didn't know that I could start a festival. Silva method doesn't teach you that. Lifebook gets you there. So if you do Lifebook and you also have a meditation, a manifesting practice, even better, right? You're going to bring these things forward faster.
Vishen, I see a lot of the same question in the chat, which is, can I watch the replay? I started this call late. Will there be a replay?
Great. Yes, there will be a replay. We're going to... Sorry, there's a background noise. I think one of our...
There we go. It's muted.
Okay.
It's muted.
Okay, got it. Okay, now somebody said, I purchased Lifebook a few years ago, but have not done it yet. Can I access the latest version? Absolutely. One of the things that we really believe in doing is giving you lifetime access. Even if you purchased Lifebook 5 years ago, if you purchased it 5 years ago, you paid, you can still participate in this Jan 2nd class, right? Great. Once you own Lifebook, you can repeat it as many times as you want. Now, what I do is I sometimes repeat my Lifebook once every 2 to 3 years, but every month I go and I set aside 2 hours on the first Saturday of every month, and I go deep into a category. There are 12 months of the year, so at the end of 1 year, I've gone through every category. But that's another really beautiful thing that we don't really mention, but it's there. Once you get Lifebook, it is yours. You can repeat it. You can rejoin the class, not just Jan 2nd, but next year, Jan 2nd, 2024, you can take the class then as well.
And I want to say why that's so important, because your Lifebook is not a one and done, you guys. Your Lifebook is a dynamic, living, breathing document. Here's an example of why that's so important. You have a kid, your kid is 2, you go through Lifebook, you create a beautiful vision for your relationship with your kid. 2 years later, your kid's 4. That's a completely different human. And right. Yeah. So you, same thing with love relationships. You need to update as you go. So that
as you grow.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We go through about every 3 years to refine everything.
Right. So somebody asked, so does this mean that if we don't complete it in the 6 weeks, we still have a chance to complete it? Absolutely. The reason for the Jan 2nd class is because we find that when we have a group of students go together, it's called cohort-based learning, right? When we have a group of students go through the learning together, everyone's in the WhatsApp group, and you're getting a push every single day. Answer this, do this, write this down. And you are deliberately allocating 15, 20 minutes a day to dive into Lifebook. At the end of 6 weeks, you complete it, and it's so easy, right? So we encourage you to join that. to join that Jan 2nd class. But look, maybe you have a important project on for 3 days of week 5 and you fall behind. It's not a problem. You can catch up. Everything is going to be saved for you. You could even skip week 5. Maybe you go on holiday, continue on week 6, and then on week 7 and week 8, catch up on week 5. It's super flexible. Okay, now, John, somebody said, what about someone who is over 50 or even over 60? Does this still apply to them?
Oh my God.
Yeah. We have people in our community that are in their 80s and maybe even 90s. I know of a couple that are in their 80s.
Let me tell you when Lifebook is absolutely best. It's when you're going through any kind of a transition in your life. You're retiring, you're starting a new job, you're getting divorced, you're getting married, you're graduating from high school. Anytime you're moving from one chapter of your life to the next is the perfect time to take inventory of where you are, to give it a little consideration to what you want this next chapter of your life to be like, and to dial that shit in. And so that's the very best time to take Lifebook. There's no age limit on this. What I would say it's from anybody from 17 on up.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, one of the things that someone is asking is, what if we don't want to input it online? Can we download the module as a PDF? Yes, you can use Microsoft Word. You can, So you don't have to put it online. Putting it online is only for people who want their Lifebook data to be fed into an artificial intelligence that will analyze it. And then if they also happen to have Mindvalley membership, it will automatically adjust their learning curriculum to help them attain their Lifebook goals.
We call that laser learning, you guys. And basically what that system will do is that system will tell you what you need to be studying to move you the closest to the life vision that you've just created. There's nothing like that in the world. That's going to change education as we know it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why should we be spending time and energy learning a bunch of stuff that might be fascinating, but that's not getting us any closer to the life we want to live?
It's taking us away, actually, because you only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Now, someone is asking, Jan 2nd is not an option for me. Guys, as long as you go to the link I gave you, okay, you will be in the Jan 2nd class. So it's easy. As long as you go to the link, you'll be in the Jan 2nd class. You'll get all of the bonuses. If you need any support, here's an email address you can write to: fasthelp@mindvalley.com. If you need any support, if anything goes all right, don't worry about it. Just shoot an email and we'll get it fixed. But everything will be automatic. You'll get access to everything. Now, somebody said, I purchased Lifebook recently. Is this the same version? It's the same version, base version, but they are add-ons. The add-ons are the 6 live classes. So John and Missy are coming on live every week. And then the additional content from John and Missy that's going to be released, as well as the accountability notifications, being part of that WhatsApp group or that Telegram group, and trained facilitators guiding you through and keeping you on track so that you complete your Lifebook with ease.
Betty just said she did it in 2017. She's 88 and she's
awesome. Betty, you rock. I love that.
And if any of you here have done Lifebook before, please share in the comments your experiences. I know most of the people here are new, but if any of you have done Lifebook, share in the comments your experiences. And it's crazy. We're in the Q&A, but there's still 2,900 people with us.
Wow, that's awesome.
Is there a separate fee for couples? Well, the couple price I paid was $7,500. If you're doing it as a couple right now, it's 2 times 500. So you're still getting a massive saving. It's about 1,000.
Hey, thank you so much for the beautiful comments. Those of you who have been through Lifebook. Yeah. You know, let me just say something about this program that's different than any other program. And the reason that people love it so much is because this program isn't learning from a guru. The model is usually the guru sort of shares their wisdom, which is great, and you apply their wisdom to your life and your life gets better. But that's not what Lifebook is. Lifebook is a system, it's an empty system that we guide you through, that you fill up with your own stuff.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, you've written this. It all came from you. And that's why every single person loves it so much, is because it's their stuff.
Well, it's unique to you, and you're a unique individual. And that's what we need right now, you guys. We need every unique individual on the planet to be turned on.
what Lifebook does is it helps you create an ideal self-concept. And then it helps you move toward that self-concept every single day until you wake up one day and you're living right in the middle of it.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to take you through a speed round with a summary of everything. Okay. So create your life manifesto for 2023 and beyond. Okay. Lifebook is the program. It's a 6-week program with 12 transformations in 12 different areas of your life. It is for you if you need more clarity navigating one of the major life transitions. So especially if you're going through a big transition in life right now. Now, firstly, 2023, stepping into a new year is a transition. But it's more so if you're just graduating or you're changing jobs or you're looking to start a company or you're looking to grow in your career, or maybe you just started a relationship or you recently came out of a relationship. Maybe you just became a mom or dad. All of these life transitions amplify the need to do Lifebook. So many people do this when they go through a breakup or when they get into a relationship and they get engaged. They do Lifebook with their partner so that their visions can be aligned. Now, it's also for you if you want to create more balance in your life across all categories. You do not want to be the rich entrepreneur who is struggling because your health is so bad. You do not want to be the person who has great health but is broke. You want to have balance. Third, Lifebook is for you if you're tired of settling or drifting through life and are ready to finally take charge with a crystal clear vision of your life. And Lifebook is for you if you want to discover who you truly are, what your purpose is. It's amazing, guys, how the universe whispers to you and your purpose becomes clearer and clearer as you do this. Okay, at the end of Lifebook, you have a crystal clear vision for your life. And not only that, but you can now, you saw that beautiful manifesto John and Missy did. You now can put that manifesto together for yourself. John and Missy wrote their manifesto 3 years ago, and 3 years now, in 2022, everything has happened for them. What is going to be your manifesto for 2026? That's 3 years out. January 1st, 2026, 3 years from now, what will your life look like? Now, again, there are 2,000 case studies of Lifebook. Some of these case studies are amazing. People who started new businesses. This guy went, turned around and paid off $42,000 in debt. This lady hit her ideal weight. This person Vaclav took it together with his wife. He's an assistant professor. And the community is filled with, by the way, the most common occupations in the community are CEO, entrepreneur, startup founder. It is a very, very, very high caliber community. Okay, now, there are 12 categories that you're going to be exploring, but even though it is a community, it is very personal to you. Everyone's Lifebook is uniquely different. There is an assessment that you can take. So you're going to get a link to an assessment. And before you start, you are able to measure all of these 12 categories of life. And every 3 months, you can dive back into the assessment and see how your life is changing. Our current numbers are as follows: 75,000 people with a Lifebook in 157 countries. We have 2,100 stories on our platform. Now, this is what the day by day looks like. Okay, so when you see health and fitness PVPS, P means purpose, vision, premise, strategy. That's the PVPS. So the John and Missy live Q&A calls happen on day 2. They happen on day 2, day 9, day 16. So this is a Tuesday of every day. So you have a lesson on Monday, a lesson on Wednesday, a live call on Tuesday, and the rest of the days are to catch up. So it's actually quite easy to do. Now, if you find that you can't do a 90-minute lesson on a Monday, that's okay, because you can break it up. You can do 30 minutes a day and you will still complete it. It comes with an app, Android, iOS. You can also experience it on Apple TV and on your computer. So you can even watch this full screen if you have an Apple TV device. The live calls are happening every week with John and Missy. If you cannot attend a live call due to time zone issues, it'll be recorded for you. And there will be group engagement. All of you will get the option, only if you want to join a WhatsApp group or Telegram group, so that every day we have these notifications motivating you. As I said, we tested this out with other programs in Mindvalley. It increases completion rate by 40%. Now, only for the Jan 2nd class, and this is why you absolutely want to sign up. This is what you're getting. You're getting the daily accountability. This is the first time we're doing it. It's only for this class. You're getting the 6 weekly calls with John and Missy. You're getting handpicked pages from John's personal life book. You're getting a bonus video on crafting your ideal vision. These are all the additional bonuses that you get. And Lifebook is used by many incredible people around the world. Maybe many of you have heard of Lisa Nichols, who was in the movie The Secret. Lisa said, and there's a video of her online saying this, that when she moved house, right, she rented a U-Haul to move all her stuff with her. She was driving, I believe she was moving from LA to San Diego, but on the passenger seat was one object. It was her life book. Everything else was in the back of her U-Haul. The passenger seat carried her life book. Ben Greenfield, who is one of the, at one point he was one of the world's fittest humans. He uses Lifebook, and he says it is one of the most transformational things he's ever done. There's no way I could just sit down and systemize and done this for myself. All these systemized in workbook videos and designed in the most beautiful, powerful way for my life. Okay, and tons and tons and tons of stories. So quick summary, this is everything you're getting. 6 weekly calls, Lifebook Pro for daily accountability, handpicked pages from John's Lifebook, creating your ideal vision. And all of this is for $4.99. And our breakthrough guarantee means that you can dive into the entire program. If you don't like it, if anything isn't right for you, in 2 weeks, get a full refund. And even after you finish the program, you can take advantage of our rebate if you really need that $4.99 back. So take a picture of this or type in this link, go.mindvalley.com, and welcome to the Lifebook family, guys. We're also going to send this link to you in your email, but go sign up now. Literally, before you get off your computer today, don't hesitate. Go sign up now, because remember, what's the worst that can happen? You change your mind tomorrow, go click cancel and get your money back. You have 15 days to do that. It's one click. But go sign up today before you forget, right? Because this is what is going to make 2023 a year that's going to completely define you.
Wow. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, John, Missy, we are almost at the end. We have 5 minutes left. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, my closing thought is exactly what Vishen said. You got absolutely nothing to lose. Why don't you go ahead and sign up for this program, do this course with Missy and me, and change your friggin' life. Yeah. This is amazing stuff. 2023 is going to be the best year of our life, and basically everybody in this orbit. This community is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We had in our Lifebook community last year 650 free events put on volunteer by our members. It's such a vibrant, you guys will love this.
You will never, ever, not only will you never regret this, you will be so happy you signed up. I promise you. Just look at all of our over 2,000, what are they called? Testimonials. And I mean, it's, you guys really just trust us. You got to do this.
And also one thing, we really love and respect our members. If you bought Lifebook, even if you bought it, in 2017, if you log into Mindvalley now, you will see all of the bonuses we are promising for the Jan 2nd class. We've already made it available to you. It's all there, right? Awesome. So once you buy it, every time we upgrade it, you get that upgrade free. We don't mention this, that any of you, I see one of you just asked me this question. It's all there for you. And any of you who bought it before, without paying a dime, you can participate in the Jan 2nd class.
Beautiful.
Without paying a dime. We want our ex-Lifebookers part of this class as well, because you have so much wisdom. You've done this before. You are going to be such incredible members of the community.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we really hope to see you January 2nd. Let's kick this thing off and make next year the best year of our lives.
Heck yeah.
Okay, last day to sign up it's on the page. The offer ends in 4 days, 5 hours. We're very strict about that. 4 days, 5 hours. Because at that point, the class is pretty much beginning, right? So we want to get everyone in before the class begins.
Vishen, thanks so much for spending this time with us. It's always a joy to be with you, man.
Awesome. Love you.
Thanks, guys.
Love all you guys.
Take care, guys.
Happy New Year.
See you on January 2nd.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Bye. And thank you, everyone. Thank you to all 2,300 of you who stayed back and the 4,000 of you who showed up. This is a huge audience, and we feel so blessed that we got to address you guys. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye.